Hey, Richie, how do you go from 10, 9, 7, 4? What kind of damn countdown is that? Holy smokes! Oh, by the way, good morning. Don't you think this outlaw thing has done got out of hand? You gotta listen to this kind of music at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's drinking music. Drinking music. It's enough to cause you to drink, gamble, smoke. You never know. Hold on. Oh, man. I like coming in and listening to drinking music, especially if I've been up all night gambling. What did Kenny Rogers say? You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them and know when to show them what. Good. You know, it's Thursday, and at least right at 8 o'clock, I remember that. I remember it's Thursday. Yes, and what's that mean tonight is Pickens Power Half-Hour Dragon Talk with the Pickens Dragons. That's number one. Thursday means we're only one day away from going to Blue Jeans Pizza up in Blue Ridge tomorrow. That's what Thursday means. Huh. You know, every day when I wonder, I leave the show, folks. This is going to be a revealing show. Right now, you got to call people and say, this is going to be revealing. Because I am in such a good mood. Don't screw anything up in the production booth, please. Please, try your best this morning. Don't mess up this mood I'm in, whatever you do. Folks, if you hear my mic rattling, because some of you said there's a little rattle, and I know it gets loud, but if you hear any, we've always told you, what have we always told you? What the hell? Let me try this again. You're the technical department out there. Seriously, 706-889-9700. You have always helped us for the last couple years. If our volume is low, volume is high, scratchy, if our stream, anything, you are the tech department. So wake the hell up and let us know what's going on. Maybe I shouldn't talk to you that way. Maybe if I need their help, Rose, I should be a little nicer. You think I should go for that? All right, I'm saying please. 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700. I'm your host, BKP. Send us an email, chief@FetcherNews.com. Follow us on Twitter @FYNTV, @FetcherNews. Find our Facebook page, Fetcher News. Let's see whatever else. Go to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe. Right there on the top. It'll let you know when we're always live. FYNTV, YouTube. I mean, there you go. All the ways. Count the ways that we love to get the word out to you. Now, moving right along. First of all, folks, Richie's bothering me a little. I know, don't get all upset, but he's bothering me a little. He's a Braves fan. That doesn't bother me, he's a Braves fan, but he rolls in here in his Braves hat and everything like that, trying to curse, trying to put the curse on. He wanted to bring me a Yankee picture, knowing if it came from a Braves fan that it would officially be cursed. He thinks I don't pick up on that. Now, I know how to get a good Braves fan at any time, at this time of the year. Just say Jim Larratt's. Messes them up. Freaks them all out. And I love the Braves fans. Please don't tune out. I love you guys. You're okay. But Richie had the nerve. Listen to the nerve of this kid. I'm sorry. He's a nice young guy and everything. But he says, you know, Thurman Munson covers your face up. This is Thurman Munson of the Yankees. We're bringing this out, baby. I got Yankees last night. Oh, by the way, if you have not heard, the Yankees beat Cleveland and are moving on to play the Houston Astros, which doesn't sound right. Who the hell let the Astros in the American League? But anyhow, they're going on. Yankees-Astros, right? American League Championship Series. This is it. This is for the big show. This is my Thurman Munson for you out there, Thurman Munson. This is 1970. Oh my God, 1970 All-Star rookie card, baby, rookie card, Munson rookie card right here for the show. I had to bring out number 8. You know it, I know it. It's not over till the fat lady sings. It's not over till it's over. Yogi, how do you hit the ball? I see it and then I swing. All right. I got a whole book of the Yogis, right? Yogi Berra, Yogi is back. Yankees manager Yogi Berra. That number, I had to get that out. I had to get my Sports Illustrated. What year was that from? 1984, Sports Illustrated, $1.95. April 2nd, had to get that out. Had to get my 1996 World Champion Yankee hat out. I happened to have, I went to that World Series. What year did the Yankees beat the Braves? Must I remind you there, Richie, with the Braves hat on?
96.
Oh, okay.
And 99.
Yeah, well, 96, that would be this one here, 1996,
58,
baby.
58, I think.
I went to this World Series, Yankee Stadium, all right. I had to get that hat out, and then 1998, they didn't beat the Braves in 98, did they?
No, the Braves lost the Padres. You guys swept the Padres that year.
Yeah, this is 1998. Oh, if I've not told you yet, within 6 minutes the Yankees beat Cleveland. Now for the Cub fan. There's the Cub fan out there. Look, I had to watch the Cubs go down, and I had to, like, really feel bad for my Cub fan. I'm sitting next to the Cub fan. We're watching the game. Boom! The Nationals, grand slam, right? I feel bad for the Cub fan. And then, you know, so they got one more day. I wish you well. Cub fan out there, I wish you well. My heart goes out to you and your friends, okay? I wish you well. I hope you do. Now, I have a problem, and I am going to get past the baseball talk. I am. I'm going to get past it, okay? But, what?
Check the screen. We've replaced it. That's Ted Turner in the Braves holding the trophy. We're covering up the Yankee stuff.
Hey, Richie. I know he didn't do that, folks. I know I'll deal with him. I will not.
It's gone.
I will deal with him, folks.
He created fake news, though.
Fake news? What the hell? We got to get into this for fake news. Now, wait a minute. Let me get past this, Richie. Chill. So here's the deal. So if the Yankees play the Cubs, I just don't know what will happen. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the Yankees play the Cubs, we're going to have an issue. All right, folks. What the hell is a boy? Now, Rose, seriously, now should I ask Rose? I don't know. I'm so confused. Rose, I'm not asking. Oh, hell, I'm not asking. Just make sure you know I'm not asking you. I'm just saying. Let's ask the folks. What the hell is a boy? I mean, I'm serious. You don't think they want gender neutral. They have been going gender neutral. Now, yesterday, right, the Boy Scouts. Now, they say they're not going to. Pay attention, folks. I mean, you need to pay attention to this. Probably your kids are going to school today, and when you went to school, okay, let's go when you went to school, there was a boys' bathroom, and there was a symbol on the front that said boys, and there was a symbol on the front that looked like a boy that we grew up thinking what a boy looked like. When you went to school, there was a girls' room, okay? You could actually get suspended as a boy. Now, don't ask me how I know this, but you could get suspended as a boy if you even peeped in the girls' bathroom. All right? But there was a symbol. There was clear identity that you get in this line, okay? So you remember this? You remember this? This is very serious. As joking as it sounds, this is very serious because we are screwed up. We are friggin' screwed up. We have our kids screwed up. We're screwing up the hell out of these kids, okay? We are messing them up. I swear to God. I mean, we are raising a generation. We are putting out, you know, there was a show. I better not say that. All right, anyhow, but you remember when you was like in the second grade and you had those times, there were designated times when your class went to the bathroom. And the girls lined up down this wall, and the boys lined up down this wall, and 3 boys got to go in, 3 girls got to go in, and then, you know, the teacher came in to check and said, get out of here, okay? So then 3 more, and then you went back to your class. And we were divided, girls over here, boys over here. Now these schools, it's down to they don't want to. If you don't think if you don't think that they want to change the identity and have identity, no identity, gender neutral world, okay, where you don't know what is a Boy Scout, and you think I'm making too much out of this. I know you're saying, wait a minute, it's the Boy Scouts, okay? It's no different than letting, Debbie play third base. It's no different than letting, it's no different. It's, we have watched this. And here's the sad thing, okay? Regardless, I don't know where I end up on this, other than what's really sad is that maybe I'm just so old school that we are trying to make things so gender neutral or just gender neutral to where, how does a boy understand how to treat a lady? I mean, I'm serious, man. Who is teaching a young man how to respect, treat a lady, okay? God forbid you pull the chair out. God forbid you open the car door, because there's a harassing issue right there. So I don't want to go down that road. Yesterday, the Boy Scouts, now they say they're not going to change their name. Watch. It's a lie. That's a lie. Okay? Okay. Now, when they made the announcement that they would allow girls, there was the first phone call that was made, very first phone call that was made, was you know who. I mean, this was hot. Phone rang. Who is it? You got the two people on the phone there? Who was the first phone call that was made? How many times do I got to say that? You got the picture of the first phone call that was made? What the hell? There's two people on the damn phone. That's how there it is. Peppermint Patty called Chuck. That's the first phone call. Yesterday, the Boy Scouts said, we'll let girls in. Peppermint Patty said, Chuck, have you heard? That was the first phone call. Very first call, Peppermint Patty to Chuck. You may think that that is silly. You may think that I'm being silly. You may think that that's joking around. But let me tell you, that is how long they have been manipulating generation after generation to get to this point. They've had a plan in place. Oh, you know who they are. They've had a plan in place for years to turn this gender neutral, okay? Now, what's the second one? Number 2, the one marked number 2. Oh, just have a little fun with this. All right, Peppermint Patty's telling Chuck, what about if I'm in the Boy Scouts? How would that work, Chuck? Okay. Now, number 3. Okay. Now, anybody that doesn't understand that Peppermint Patty, Chuck's all upset because Peppermint Patty just capped the bat. Kids don't know what that is today. And she gets first pick. Okay. She gets first pick. So what's the last one? This is who we always thought would want to be in the Boy Scouts. Marcy, right? Marcy and Peppermint, sir. Remember? Walking around, sir. All right? You know, Peppermint Patty, that's Marcy. We always thought Marcy would want to be in the Boy Scouts. Take us off that. I'm just telling you, folks, the Boy Scouts said yesterday that they will let girls in now. The Girl Scouts are all upset. My question to you, what is a boy? I know how that sounds coming, how that must sound coming across. What is a boy? I'm serious. And you know, you can get all the jokes out there, but if the Boy Scouts are not the boys and they accept girls, what is a boy? You need to understand. Men have ruined the world. This is the thought process. White men have ruined the world. Okay? They have. That is the thought. White men have ruined, English-speaking white men have ruined the world. Boys must be extinguished. There must be an end to a man, all right? It just has to be taken down. That's my thought. Yesterday, what the Boy Scouts did, letting a girl in, just saying. I just wait and see. Mark this show, how upset you are with me now on some of the things I just said. Mark this show down and come back to it later, that they will just change they'll change the name to the Scouts of America. Boys will, they say they're not. The press release says it will change to Scouts of America. And the whole thing, remember last year? The issue of what bathroom to go in? I mean, boy, this is going to put a real spin on the jamboree, right? Let's see, are we going to have girl areas to pitch a tent? Interesting. You know, what is that little s'mores conversation going to be like around the campfire at night? Oh, I have a whole list. All right, let's move on from that. I'm upset over it. I'm upset, okay? I'm upset. It's going to bring a whole new meaning to tie the knot. Just saying. Why does everybody always get upset with me? You know, this Blue Ridge City Council election, I have a question, okay? This is big. I'm serious, and I'm going to talk about it a little at 9 o'clock. We got a developing story. But if you're out there and you're in the city of Blue Ridge, or you're from Blue Ridge, or you know people in Blue Ridge, or your city, let's say your city, is it important to you? Okay? Now, I want to know. Is it important to you as a voter to know your candidate's personal habits? I'm very serious. Is that important? Would that cause you to make a decision on who to vote for, knowing some of your candidates', and we're going to say it nicely, personal habits? Okay? Would you want to know that your council members did certain things before you voted for them? And is that news? Because here at Fetcher News, we're very, this is an opinion show. It's my opinion, okay? It's my opinion for 2 hours. It's my opinion on local. It's my opinion on state. It's my opinion on national news. All right? Don't get confused with that. But here at Fetcher News, when you go read the articles, we are very clear. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about behind the scenes. You're going to want to be behind the scenes with FYN in our second hour today, because I'm going to give you some behind the scenes with this company. But we may have a special guest today. I think we might have a special guest. All right? I'm serious. We may have a special guest that just barges in. All right, where was I at? What the hell? I forgot? No. We take a lot of time to make sure, is this news? Okay? Is this something you need as a voter? Our goal is to bring you the most information to make a decision. So do you think it's important to know some of your candidates' personal habits, okay? Like me, let's say I was running for office, right? You know, you would be able to say, well, I don't know if I want to go vote for somebody who smokes a cheap cigar. Last night it wasn't a cheap cigar, it was a Yankee game. Richie, you need to know I had a top dollar cigar rolling last night. Top dollar, baby. Top dollar. I had a top dollar. Yes, sir. I don't care a dollar. It was an expensive cigar. Not cheap, baby. But anyhow, like if I ran for office, you would need to know that, you know, I smoke cheap cigars. You know, outside of that, I'm very boring. All right. So that's my question. Do you need? I mean, the city council is enough to cause you to go to drinking, smoking, gambling. Oh, fudge. Anyhow, let's move along. So we have Trump. What do you think about this? We're going to talk about this later today. Now, Mattis says it's a lie. Mattis says it didn't happen. James Mattis, Secretary of Defense, said it didn't happen. Now, I studied Donald Trump. Okay? Now, you know, sometimes I get in moods and I step way out there. I mean, I step all the way out there. You know, when I was a kid, oh, hell, why do I tell these damn stories? You know, we used to climb trees. We didn't have an Xbox, damn it. We knew which bathroom to go in. We knew which apple tree to climb. And then when the apples fell on the ground, we had apple wars. What's an apple war? You know, where you throw the apples at each other and they sting. What the hell? Poor kids, man, today. Anyhow, so when I'm a kid, we had a BB gun. Oh, God forbid, right? We got a BB gun. Farmer couldn't figure out why his windows kept getting popped out. And then we knew what apple tree to climb. So you climb the tree and you figure out how far you could go out on a limb before it cracked. Remember that? Or some of you, a little older, how far could you go out? How far would that limb support you before you cracked, rolled, had to tuck and roll on the ground because you came out you came out of that tree? And about every kid that was 9 years old back then, you know, broken arm because little Johnny rolled out of the tree, right? So I led the league on figuring out how far I could go before that limb cracked. I don't know why I told you that. And I don't know what that has to do with anything. I've studied Trump. I've studied Donald Trump. I'm going to tell you, without ever meeting the man, I'm going to go right out on this limb. It may crack. Without ever actually shaking the man's hand, okay? Get the word to him if you're out there. Anybody out there, tell him I said this, okay? Without shaking a man's hand, without being in his inner circle in the West Wing, without any insider information, because we're here in rural America. I'm in LJ, Georgia this morning, folks. I'm in North Georgia without having any insider information, nothing to go on like MSNBC. Thank God they have their sources. I've studied Donald Trump, and I'm going to tell you, I know Donald Trump as well as anybody that comes on the air today. I can pinpoint President Donald Trump as well, if not better, than anyone that comes on the air today. Now, don't take offense. Don't get upset, because you know how I feel about these guys. I will look you in the camera and tell you I know President Trump. I have studied him. I have not met him like a Mark Levin. I have not met him like a Rush Limbaugh. And I know that our President of the United States, I can figure him out as well as Rush Limbaugh or Mark Levin. And I say that in all due respect. Now, that being said, the BS that keeps coming out of these meetings. Now, what Trump does is he becomes President of the United States. He's sitting down. He's in a room. Now, this guy is building a high-rise, okay? And this guy has, he's in architectural meetings all the time. All the time they're coming in and, hey, you know, they got to deal with this union and they got to deal with that union. And he's in architectural meetings and he has to pick different glass and different fixtures. And they change the design on apartments, whatever. This is what this guy does. So in his life, he doesn't have a group of advisors coming in every day and saying, you know, our nuclear arsenal, or, you know, this treaty and that treaty. He has not lived through that on a daily basis. So what he did, folks, all right, you've heard the tenfold. He wanted to increase his nuclear capacity, our country, tenfold. This is a lie. This is a lie. Now, this is going to get into the First Amendment that we're going to talk about. This is going to be a Trump kind of morning. But the media is trying to take this man down. All right? So what he did is he put everybody in a room. And then when you don't know a subject, and we got to say, Trump doesn't know our nuclear arsenal, you hit everybody with questions. Now, I don't think he said tenfold. But you think he looked at Mattis and said, okay, do you think we need to increase our arsenal? He's not sitting there thinking about the treaty in place. Do you think we need to modernize? What do you think we need to do? Which weapons are obsolete? So Trump asked a whole complete circle of questions, guaranteed, all the way around the room. All right? And there's no such thing. Your teacher told you when you were young there was no such thing as a stupid question. No such thing. Ask it. And Trump does that. He asked every single question. Every one. To gather information from the professionals of where we stand with our nuclear weapons. All right? So somebody comes in to serve coffee about the time Trump says, I don't know that he said this. I don't know he said this, but about the time somebody said, well, what do you raise it to? Tenfold? What do you do? What do you do if you raise the arsenal? So somebody came in that was serving coffee, ran out and called a reporter. Okay? I'm going to take a break. We're going to talk about that. My question is, okay, do you think there's any room in the First Amendment for the president to shut down fake media that lies to the public? Do you think there's any room? Or should the president of the United States just continue to let NBC, Joe Scarborough, Minka, Barnacle, all of these people, Little Willie, do you think they should just let them lie to the American people? Obamacare. MSNBC, 1 hour this morning. I watched 6 to 7. Not one word about James Mattis, the Secretary of Defense, saying that did not happen in that meeting, the tenfold increase in the nuclear arsenal in this country. Not one word. We'll talk about that, okay? We'll talk about that. Obamacare, Rand Paul, you heard it here. What did I say the entire time? The entire time. Richie, I don't think you were here when the first go around, when the House passed it. But the entire time from day one, I said, and if you're out there and you're a regular to the show, every single thing that's happened on health care, I said, I defer to Rand Paul. Remember? Everything. Rand Paul. I deferred all the way from day one to Rand Paul. Guess who's going to be standing next to the president today as he signs an executive order on Obamacare, I understand, to allow health care to be sold, insurance across state lines. Rand Paul's going to be standing there. Your host deferred to Rand Paul from day one. And we're trying to figure out if Donald Trump is turning on the people that voted for him. I don't think so. Rose, is that you huffing and puffing and snarling up and down the hall? Is that you making all those noises? All right, somebody's huffing and puffing and running up and down the hall. I got to go check this out. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back after these messages.